Welcome, guys. So, a little over a year ago, my husband and I, together with some other couples, read this book. It's called The Five Love Languages: The Secret to Love That Lasts by Dr. Gary Chapman. If you know Dr. Gary Chapman, he talks about relationships, love, and everything family related. And today I'm going to talk about this. It's called Five Love Languages. And I'm basically going to target those who believe that this book is mainly just for couples or those in relationship. But even as an individual, you can utilize these five love languages to know what you really are, who you want to be as an individual, and to your future partner and your children. So a little bit about Dr. Gary Chapman. He's an author, he's a speaker, he's a counselor, and he has a passion for people and for helping them form lasting relationships. He's the best author of the Five Love Languages series and the director of Marriage and Family Consultants, Inc. Gary travels the world presenting seminars, and his radio program airs on more than 400 stations. So you can find more information by going to fivelovelanguages.com. Anyway, I'm not paid for this, but I just thought I'll share this with you because it's a very good book. I've listened to the audio, I've read the book itself, and I've watched a couple of videos on it. And I'm going to start by talking about the five love languages. So if you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Claudine. I'm a nurse practitioner. I am a mother, a wife, and I just love sharing my knowledge with people. If you feel like this channel belongs to you, or if you can benefit from this, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you are notified every time I upload a video. To get us started, let's talk about the five love languages, and I'm just going to mention them real quick. One is words of affirmation, two, quality time, three, receiving gifts, four, acts of service, five, physical touch. Those are the five love languages. When Dr. Gary Chapman speaks about these five love languages, he mentioned something about filling your emotional tank, meaning as an individual, I need to identify what my love languages are and need to make sure those needs are met before I can expect the same from another person. So let us just get started. And I'm basically going to talk to you as an individual, not to you as a wife or as a mother or as a fiance, as a girlfriend, boyfriend. No. I'm going to speak to you as an individual, how you can utilize these five love languages to meet your own needs. And with that, you can fill your emotional tank and also help yourself have a better relationship, whether it's present or even in the future. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is my two top love languages, and that's what he recommends. He says identify your top two love languages, and personally I struggle between quality time and acts of service, and those are my top two, and I feel like they always flip back and forth. One time I feel like my quality time is at the top, the next time I feel like my acts of service is at the top. But regardless, you always need to identify your top two love languages. So let's start with words of affirmation. So things you can do, you can encourage yourself, you can affirm yourself, you can appreciate who you are, you can empathize with yourself, and you can listen actively. So when you talk about listening actively, you can listen to your inner voice and you can appreciate who you are and believe that you can do it. Whatever the situation is, whatever the circumstances are, always believing in yourself. And you don't want to diminish your words of affirmation by telling yourself, oh, I can't do it, or this is too difficult, or I'm not like so and so. No, that's diminishing your love language. And it's always about affirming yourself with those good quality words. The second part is physical touch. The second love language, physical touch. And this can be tough for people who've gone through trauma in different ways. Those who've gone through relationship abuse, whether as individuals during their childhood or even in their marriages. But physical touch doesn't have to be physical, as the name says. It can be nonverbal, using languages and touching to emphasize love. As a mental health provider, I know that you don't touch without asking permission, even if it's your patient. When your patient is going through a tough time and you want to utilize that physical touch, you need to ask for permission. You can say, okay, is it okay if I hold your hand? Is it okay if I give you a hug? So always making sure you ask for permission. But let's go back to physical touch, to you as an individual. How can you appreciate this love language? One thing you can do is just giving yourself a pat on the back, giving yourself a little tight hug. And this kind of puts you a step closer to making sure when the next person comes in your life, they're not triggering your thoughts. And for those who may have difficulty, take your time. There's no timeline in healing. As we move on to the third one is receiving gifts. I love giving myself gifts. And I'm always that person that appreciates myself by giving myself gifts. And I love the fact that I can go and purchase what I want for myself and knowing that this is what I really want. So, getting back to you as an individual, the act of giving yourself gift is very thoughtful. It makes you feel like a priority and it speaks purpose onto your life. So I tell myself, there's a phrase I like using, that I work so hard and I deserve a gift. One way in which I give myself gifts is not just the physical gifts, but also taking time away from my friends, from my family, and just being an insolent in that moment where I go somewhere else and I can't even give myself a gift of a very good breakfast. I just go to a restaurant, sit down and order some food, and I consider that a gift to myself. Rather than staying home and making myself some eggs, I will go give myself that gift by going out, sitting down and eating. And gifts can be also gifts of time, gifts of physical gifts, gifts of appreciation, where you appreciate what you do as an individual. I know people who give themselves gifts during big celebrations like birthdays, Christmas holidays, Valentine's, whatever the situation is, always appreciate by giving yourself a gift. And let me tell you something. Your gift doesn't have to be $1,000 gift. It doesn't have to be 20,000 gift. It doesn't have to be super expensive. That's what I'm driving into. A gift can be something simple like a $20 gift. It can be even a $5 gift. Yes, whatever you can afford, that speaks volume to you. It's the thought that counts. So whatever you want to give yourself as a gift, go ahead and do that. And one thing I know, when you're doing your budgeting too, always set aside a certain amount that you can use to buy yourself gifts without feeling guilty. So receiving gifts, that's the third one. Quality time. This is one of the favorites I love. Quality time is one of my top two, between quality time and acts of service. So when I talk about quality time, I will go back again to gifts. I love spending time with my family, with my friends, and by myself. Yes, you can spend time alone. Quality time doesn't mean you have to be with somebody all the time. You can block yourself time, in which I do this once a month. I block the whole day and I know this is my me day. I call it me day because that's the day I do my pedicure, I do my massage, I just catch and binge watch a lot of movies, and I block my schedule away from work, away from my family. And I do this mainly when my husband is at work and my kids are in school. And I know there's nothing that's going to interfere. So that's my me time. And you can do the same. Block some time in your schedule, whether it's a day, whether it's a week, whatever time you can block. Utilize that for yourself and to help improve yourself physically, emotionally, psychologically, and in whichever aspect you want to. Another way in which I do spend quality time is through traveling. I take trips with my family. I take solo trips. Yes, I was just looking into last year's calendar and I was like, I took 4 trips by myself last year. Yes, some of them were intentional and some of them were just by coincidence. But anyway, Quality time is one of my top ones. And you can do the same. You can just go for a massage and spend some time to yourself. You can go for pedicure and let somebody do that for you, which ties to my next one, which is acts of service. So acts of service involves when somebody performs an action for you, but you can also perform it yourself. So acts of service are things like letting somebody do your dishes, letting somebody come into your house and clean it for you. Instead of spending 2 hours cleaning your house or 3 hours cleaning your house, you pay somebody to come and do it for you. And I'm back to the same statement. I work so hard and I deserve it. So there's some way you can do as well. Instead of spending the whole day cleaning, cooking, and doing everything, you can pay somebody this to come and do it for you. And sometimes it's not even just about paying somebody, it's about getting the feedback on how it feels. So you get your time back. And that is when you realize that time is very important. And another thing you can do is going out to help alleviate the pressure on you. And it ties back with quality time. Going out and just sitting down to watch a movie, sitting down to order your food. And in this case, acts of service is when somebody brings the food to you, prepares it, brings it, and all you do is just enjoy it. Even though you're paying for the service, but at least somebody else is doing the actual action. So I hope this has been very beneficial. And this is a book that I'll definitely recommend for you. If you're not sure of what your love language is, definitely grab this book, because filling your emotional tank is one of the best things you can do to yourself, to your loved ones, and to everybody around you. Because sometimes you just feel like, oh, I am not loved well enough. But the thing is, you just don't know what your love language is. You don't know how to communicate it. And your partner or the person that deserves to deliver the services to you doesn't know exactly what to deliver. So seek and you shall find. So definitely grab yourself a copy of this, and you know you will not regret it. It's a good read, it's eye-catching, and you can read it quick. I don't know what your speed is, but I was able to listen to this audio in 1 week, just during my ride to and from work. And when I say 1 week, it's 3 days. 45 minutes driving to work, an hour coming back, and I was done with it before I knew it. I will definitely recommend. And if this is beneficial, please subscribe and let's catch up in the next video. Till next time, peace out.